Draco here, and we're back for part 5 of the LEGO Droideka. So we're going to be continuing after finishing the arms. So I guess we're going to finish the head, or start the head and the upper torso. So anyhow. So picking up from the last video, well, I've got an update. Now, I'm not going to share it in this video. I'm going to post it as a short. So I've got an update on some upcoming content. Alright. And this is something I appreciate. I like the fact that it uses these whips to do all the cables for the Droideka's blasters. Of course, me being me, I was curious, why they only gave the Droideka the twin blasters? You know, if they were truly destroyers like Qui-gon Jinn said in episode 1, you know, where are the missile launchers, the grenade dispensers? Apparently in the old legends, there was variants that apparently had buzzsaws for hands. Why don't they have a retractable bayonet on its arms and whatnot? I mean, these things seem like they could be so much more versatile, but maybe that's my love of Transformers and mecha anime talking. I did look some stuff up. According to an old episode 1 schematic, apparently these actually did not walk on those legs. Apparently in the old, I guess it's the Art of the Phantom Menace, the schematic for it apparently said that that ball section at the bottom that the legs are mounted to had a energy reactor and a what do you call it, a repulsor lift in it. So the legs are only to stabilize the Droideka. They actually aren't truly walking on it, other than for stabilizing, and apparently they use the legs to propel themselves forward in their deployed configuration. Which is kind of cool. Some other stuff I picked up is I don't know how canon any of this is now, but apparently their eye sensors don't actually pick up light, so they can't be blinded. But I'm curious if they're using what they're using. Is it the Star Wars equivalent of radar or LiDAR? But it's interesting nonetheless. And I was thinking about it, and it occurred to me, I wonder why only the B-1 battle droids they made an upgraded super version of. Maybe it's me, but considering that the clones were massacring hundreds of the droids, that I might have considered more upgrades, more upgraded units, more shield generator units. Actually, they could have made better use of the Droidekas by making them, instead of a personal shield generator, that they had a Droideka that could deploy its shield generators while it's still rolled into a wheel, and basically be a moving shield for the droids behind it. And with their polarized shields, then the droids behind it literally could use them as a moving shield. Because even old legends or Disney canon, regardless, it took if you couldn't you had to either use artillery grade plasma bolts or you had to have an object that was moving slow enough that the shield wouldn't stop it. And then the Clone Wars, I believe it was Ahsoka and Rex were able to roll those, what do you call it? I think they called them droid poppers or whatever they were, them arc grenades or pulse grenades, whatever they were. They rolled them and they were able to roll them slow enough that they actually passed through the Droideka shields. And then I thought about it, and in the first video I talked about how you really didn't see Droidekas. There was one in episode 3 when Anakin and Obi-Wan were captured on that capital ship. You did have 2 Droidekas there as they were captured. Now I'm having a moment of something I may ask an artist to draw for me. General Grievous, except his extra arms have been replaced with these twin blasters from a Droideka, and then add a shield generator to them. That would have been amazing, because then you have Grievous who they can't fight him up close or far away. Anyway, my strange fantasizing aside, and pardon the yawn, is I'm recording this on, it's now Wednesday, and so I'm recording this at about 3 a.m. So I have to work tomorrow, so there's no point in getting off schedule. Admittedly, I do like that use of stickers. It really does break up that sea of brown. And I will go ahead and say, the one thing this Lego Droideka just could not capture is the transformation of the Droideka into a wheel. And partially it's because of the design of the Droideka, because it does not translate well to Lego if you want it to function. If you build it for aesthetics, it's going to look great, but the way they're supposed to function is just not well lent to reality. Okay, so that's enough rambling there, so real quick, I do what I do in all of these videos. Let's see if there's anything new to report. Nothing on my statistics. So, nothing there. So, I guess we'll go back to the video. So, what do y'all want to talk about today? Entertainment-wise, I'm getting into My Hero Academia because I think this is the last season of that. And then after I finish that, or I'm caught up with that, then I'm going to catch up on Konosuba. Because Konosuba is one of the funniest anime I've seen in a long time. See, after that, gotta wait for the next season of Welcome to Demon School, which I believe they teased already in the manga, but I might be wrong. I hope that there's more of that. I actually I was surprised how much I liked Welcome to Demon School. beyond that, other things, nerdy stuff. I was looking at clips of professional wrestling because I grew up watching the WWF and WCW. WCW not as much, but the WWF for sure. And I saw that they debuted Bray Wyatt's stable that they were building up to before he passed. And it looks like his brother is going to be leading it. They actually did an interview segment, and while it was just your fairly typical hype pack for his debut, the raw emotion he had in it, it really put it into a new league. And wrestling wise, Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, who ironically he's the son of Mike Rotunda, who a lot of people might remember as Erwin R. Shyster, Ted DiBiase's tax lawyer. But yeah, Bray was always way more creative than his brother Bo Dallas. And it's weird because, until recently, I don't think they ever on TV actually acknowledged that Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt were actually real life brothers. Which is weird because they usually love playing up the brothers thing, but then again, wrestling's been weird because they decided to change Edge and Christian from being brothers to just best friends. And then they did that again with the Major Brothers, who became Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. So maybe it's a sign of the times changing. And here's a weird fun fact for you. Hulk Hogan, before he was Hulk Hogan, he worked as Terry Boulder as part of the Boulder Brothers with his best friend Ed Leslie, who at the time was Ed Boulder, but most people remember him as Brutus the Barber Beefcake. It's a weird wrestling fact, but it's cool. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie at this point. I honestly don't know what was going on with me. Maybe it's just I was in another dimension as I was building this. But I messed this one up and have to go fix it a few times. So I'll go ahead and warn you now. Let's see. And One Piece continues to be excellent. I haven't watched the Egghead anime, but I've been reading the manga, and the manga has been excellent. Because I gotta give Eiichiro Oda and whoever helps him with his character designs credit, because they nailed down that retro future look that I never understand, where the men are super duper covered and the women are simultaneously covered and scantily clad. Anyway, I gotta check. I just had a random thought. I wonder when BattleBots is back. So you know what I'm gonna do? Let's look it up live. Okay, BattleBots 2024 starts today. Is this the airing? It's a Destructathon. So as we dig through this, okay. Okay, so Adam Wrigley, that's interesting. The crybaby that runs the robot Shatter actually got some kind of code of conduct paddles. That's crazy. It is weird to me. Adam Wrigley he created the code of conduct because he was one of the worst ones for not shaking hands. He accused the one team of cheating because they were apparently trying to get their entrance gag, had apparently not gone well. So that gets in my craw. It's like, why is that guy behind the sportsmanship thing when he's one of the worst ones for bad sportsmanship? And he's a sore loser, too. Which, it's one of the things where... Now, it's not like I'm talking crap about him, but his robot Shatter's actually quite a good design. It's just... how do I put this? It's an antiquated idea because it's an over-the-head hammer bot, but it just lacks the oomph a lot of the other hammer bots and strikers have. So, getting off that and back on this topic, so I think here is where I'm noticing that I did something wrong with this build for the head. So I think we're going to jump ahead, or never mind, there we go. I'm actually moving again. And so now I see where I've messed up, and I've got the thing back in the, and now it's actually in the correct configuration, because now it's starting to get the angles right. And then I think all that's left is to mount it on the torso, if I'm not mistaken. So you see those two Technic, wherever they are. Obviously, obviously there's a couple of corresponding holes on the lower section of that we're going to pin it into. And we've got fantastic camera work on my end. I am the greatest cameraman to ever live, aren't I? So we're going to come back. Okay, so we're back. And so what it is that Technic strut there, we're going to drop the pin part. It's going to go between those two, I don't know what you call those. But basically, we're going to use that rod, and it's going to go through the slot, go through the cross-shaped slot on the actual Technic strut, all the way out the other side and pin the head to the body. Just like that. And then we pin on the other side, and that's about all there is to do in that particular pack. Thanks for watching. Check me out on Fiction Press, 4 chapters and counting. And I guess I'll see you for the next video. Thanks for watching.